Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, friends, wherever you are watching me. So, today I'm going to talk about the gut health and microbiome. So, those of you who don't know what is the meaning of word microbiome, I can say in very simple language, these are the bacteria in our intestine. Or let's not even say bacteria because there are also other living beings inside. Let's just say our friends in our gut. This is what the word I would love to use. Friends in our gut are going to help us. Our digestive system has billions of these friends inside living permanently, and they have their own cycle of regeneration. They keep regenerating and for years and years and years they always remain in our intestine and do a lot of very important work. How this all starts: when a baby takes birth, and if it's like a normal delivery and the baby has taken birth from a normal vaginal passage, then baby is going to pick up the first set of the bacteria from mother's uh, the birth passage, and that's when the first introduction to all these friends happen. And then within a few weeks, although the baby is only taking breast milk, and the bacteria will get into the system also from the nipple of the mother, and then finally a colony develops, and that is the microbiome. So microflora in your gut. Now these friends have to be there. They help us. They do a lot of work for us. They are like our first army. Our 70% of immune system work is taken over by these friends. So it is very important in this time when we are all running after something to boost our immunity to protect us from the pandemic, we pay attention to the microflora in our intestine. These friends look after 70% of our immune system. So that is point number one. And so they have to be alive in great shape. Our friends, we don't want unfriendly bacteria, we want friendly bacteria. Now the point number two, that these bacteria also produce what is called as serotonin, which is the mood stabilizer chemical in our own body, and that helps us, to feel better. Those of us who are depressed, they have to have healthy gut bacteria, the microflora. Now, in this age of lot of probiotics in the market, they are marketing only certain strains of some healthy bacteria, not everything. What we need is what we call it as biodiversity. There are so many varieties of these friends in our intestine whom we need them. They break all our food particles, and finally, our body absorbs what is required, and what is not required comes out as stool, which is full of these billions of various this bacteria. The friendly bacteria and unfriendly bacteria both thrive on the food that we eat. So depends on what food we are feeding. If you are going to feed junk food, then junk bacteria will start thriving. Then you get your mouth smelling, you feel tired, you feel bloated, you get constipation, you get diarrhea, you get some allergies, you might get depression, your sleep can get disturbed, you might just get aches and pains in your body because some toxins are getting retained. So this is very important that we have this healthy bacteria in the intestine and not the unhealthy bacteria. For that, we have to feed ourselves with healthy food. That is very important. Now, those food cravings that people get, like chocolates and some junk food, who is craving them? The unhealthy bacteria in your intestine are craving those food. So, a lot of people, like I always say, whether food has power over you or you have power over food. So, it's very likely that in this case, In this case, it looks like the food has power over you. So your chocolate and your burgers and your pizza, they are calling you. And these unhealthy bacteria in your intestine are now thriving on this kind of food. I'm sorry, I have disturbance of the phone. So, very important that the junk food, junk bacteria, healthy food, healthy bacteria. So, we have to change our diet and lifestyle. Then, very important that you don't have only one variety of bacteria, you have to have multiple varieties. It's the rich biodiversity. So, just taking some probiotic drink, you don't satisfy yourself that now I have a healthy gut bacteria. That's not going to happen. Then, anytime you take those antibiotics very casually, 3 days or 5 days, each time these antibiotics are destroying your gut bacteria. And when that happens, your gut bacteria, even the friends get destroyed. So that's a very hard part, because you need your friends. You don't need the pathogens, but your friends have to live. Now your gut bacteria takes about 4 to 6 weeks to regenerate them all over again. And that also may not happen. In some cases it can take very long. One more thing, there's a lining of your intestine which needs this gut bacteria to protect. If the gut bacteria are gone, then this lining is fully exposed, and lining gets damaged directly, because our first defense is already gone. When the lining is defensed and it becomes very porous and damaged, then the food that is not supposed to go into the blood starts going in. And this is called as, in simple language, leaky gut syndrome. Because your first line of defense, your friends, your bacteria have gone. Now your lining has become weak, and now all this, what is food particles or the pathogens, straight away get into your blood. Even the proteins which are not supposed to be inside the blood now can start getting. And now big, autoimmune diseases and other diseases start taking place because of the weak lining. So most important thing is to have these friends restored on a urgent basis. I strongly recommend that we take care of our gut microbiome as a priority basis. Our vitamin B12 is also made in by this gut bacteria. The soil bacteria makes them, but our gut bacteria also reabsorbs and put it back into the system. So it's very important that we have a healthy microbiome. So whenever I have patients, with parasites, like small children come and they have parasites, then I tell parents not to give any strong chemical drug to kill those parasites or the ova, because what we have to do is to change the environment of the gut so the parasites don't get any food and they will automatically go out of the system. So it's really about supplying the food, then they thrive. So what I do with the natural remedies is change the environment of the intestine in such a way that the parasites now go away. And white sugar or junk food are the ones which are allowing these parasites to stay in your intestine. So the answer is not taking a chemical strong drug that can kill those parasites, because that will be very temporary. Within few weeks the parasites will come back, because the environment has not changed. In nature, everything works like what I call it as seeds and soil principle. If the soil matches the seeds, then the growth happens. The same way, if our intestine environment is matching up to the pathogens, then the growth will happen. The pathogenic bacteria will grow or the parasites will grow. But if the environment is neat and clean, then none of these can thrive. So this is very, very important. Now there's a lot of chlorination of water in our city water supply. So this chlorine also is, now destroying a lot of this healthy bacteria that we need. Then we use all this UV filter, which is also killing all the healthy bacteria along with the pathogens. So we are living in a very sterile environment. Then we are constantly washing our hands, and there also we are killing all these friends. So someday I think some treatment will come up with saying that you eat some dirt to get some healthy bacteria. We wash our vegetables far too much, and remove all the soil bacteria, because somewhere something has told us that all bacteria are bad. Not all are bad, not all are bad. Our friends are required, we need them, and they should be there. We use a lot of soap and we clean up, all the healthy bacteria every single day, and then this healthy bacteria have to get regenerated every day. So overuse of all those sanitizers and over hygiene is also going to be a trouble these days and time, with overuse of antibiotics also in animal agriculture, because all these animals who are in the farms, animal farms, they are of course killed by the billions every month. They are all given antibiotics. About 75% of the pharmaceutical drugs are actually used for animal agriculture, and they all get into the meat or the whatever animal origin foods that we are eating, and they get into our system. And when they get into our system, we have those doses of antibiotics. They clean up quite a bit of our healthy microflora, and now we have the bacteria which are resistant to various antibiotics. That's like superbugs and even harder for us to handle. So casual use of antibiotics, also from the animal food that we might be eating, these get into our system. So the essence of the whole thing is, please do not kill them. Please let them thrive, survive. They are our friends. We all need to regenerate this microflora now on an urgent basis, because already across the globe the data suggests that we have already destroyed maybe up to 70% of these friends, and that's why now we are very vulnerable to so many diseases. Now we, because our friends are gone who were looking after, if there were toxins in our body, if there were toxins in air or water, these bacteria would have handled for us, would have sorted out before, and not allowed it to get into our body, cannot get absorbed in the blood. So our friends would have done a lot of work, but now we have destroyed them only in the first place. So this is very important. Let me tell you a few steps that will be really helpful for us to regenerate our gut bacteria. So say, first, we have this tongue cleaner that we are available in India. Usually a copper tongue cleaner is available. You every morning and every night you clean your tongue, and you will see a little bit of layer of built up of some toxins on your tongue. And when you remove it, you will be see, if it's a very thick layer, you will see that the same thick layer is also there in the lining of your intestines, because your digestive system begins with your mouth. So this way it will guide you also, if your mouth is smelling, or then that means that you have a unhealthy bacteria in your gut. So use this tongue cleaner almost twice a day. Eat only when you are hungry. Don't just eat and keep stuffing food all the time. Your body can't handle. Then this bacteria will get overloaded and they will not be able to handle it. Then uh, I always say that 50% of your stomach you fill up with food, other 25% you just fill up with some drink or water, and other 25% you keep it empty so that the digestive processes happen very nicely. Then eat very less varieties of food. Don't eat too much, like like 30 varieties of food or something. This confuses your stomach. Eat like about 5 varieties, and that should be more than enough. Even sometimes mono meals are very helpful, to settle down. Then eat with a lot of mindfulness. Chew your food well, quietly, eat, because your thoughts also go into the food, that you are eating. Drink water only when thirsty, not otherwise, not because somebody has said that you must drink 2 liters of water or 5 liters. Don't. Your thirst system will tell you how much to eat, when to drink. Exactly, you follow this, listen to your body and do it like that. Don't drink cold water. Do not put bottles of drinking water in the refrigerator and drink this water, because this, put off the fire, the digestive fire in your intestine, in your stomach basically, and the digestion slows down. So please do not drink cold water at all, as far as possible. Then chew your food, of course, very nicely. Eat very slowly. Eat peacefully. I always recommend that plant-based diet, whole food plant-based diet is the best. If you can't do all the time whole food, at least do the plant-based. Reduce your processed food. Your large intestine should be regularly cleaned with enema done at home. That is very important. It's not habit forming. You can do it as often as you want. Initially you do more, and later on when your intestines are more or less clean, you can just do it like a maintenance once a week or once in fortnight, and this also will keep your intestine very clean. So finally, the most important thing, that your emotions are very linked to your gut, and serotonin, as I said, is produced in by the gut bacteria microbiome. It is very important that we remain in positive emotional state of mind. All these things are very important, and if you do this, then there's a very likely that you have better microbiome. Overuse of sanitizers and soaps, chlorination in water, too much of purification of water, all these things also are going to kill all the healthy bacteria. So pay attention. Also, one kind of bacteria we don't need just like that, only lactobacilli. No, we need all kinds of bacteria. And whenever you eat more plant-based food, more healthy, then there is a very good chance that these bacteria will be happily staying in your intestine. Let them stay, and always have them there. They are our friends. We need them. Hello, Rachel. Good morning. Thank you very much for being here. Arvinder, thank you very much. And also SIBO, the small intestine bowel disorder. Yes, definitely, it is a very serious condition, and I will be able to help with the flower remedies. One of the flower that I wanted to suggest is associated with solar plexus, our Manipur chakra, and that is sunflower. Sunflower, strengthens our solar plexus. The sunflower remedy is also going to help us in the long run to strengthen this chakra, and improve our digestion, and also improve the bowel flora. There are other formula that I also have, which is also for microflora balance, which are a combination of various flowers that also you can use. But finally, it is very important that your mouth should not have bad smell, your stools should not have bad smell, your perspiration should not have, because a lot of our diseases come from our gut. So they say that a lot of our diseases start really from our digestive system. So all this can be stopped if you keep this in a great shape. Reduce the use of all the packaged and processed food and white sugar, because these all encourage pathogenic bacteria in our intestine. If you have any questions or anything that you want me to answer, or if you want me to come up with another topic in future, I will definitely help you out. Yes, do have once in a while, if you do fasting, that helps you a lot. Also, just go on a raw diet or just fruit or fruit juices. These also clean up your intestine very greatly. So thank you very much for being here today. I was told that to keep it very simple, easy to understand kind of talk today, so I have done so. I hope that is good enough. Thank you very much for listening to me.